I am Moonchildlexi, and I am here with you to be a guide on your own blossoming spiritual practice. Today is day 31 of a collective journey of transformation through the medium of short stories. I'm using Osho's Transformation Tarot as the resource of our short stories. So this does have the lens of Zen Buddhism, or a Zen teacher and an author. However, this author does incorporate and is one that includes perspectives of other mystics and religious faiths. Today is a situation as well where the card that I pulled has a longer story, so it's a 2 card. I think this is our second and only set in our journey. The group that we have for today is a number 36 and a number 37. We have the gates to hell and the gates to heaven. Let's break down the numerology first. Starting with a number 36, this reduces to a 9. So this is already on that 369 vibration creation energy. 3 is creation. Let's keep it simple. So we're creating balance. We're creating a sum of the collection of all that's within us, like our soul experience. Because if we're going to reduce down to a 9 with 3 and 6, 9, that number 9 carries inside of it, like that's why we're closing the cycle, it carries inside of it all of the energies of the numbers compounding up to it. Gates of hell. And let's just also look at the imagery here. The purple of his attire, and he's pulled his sword from his sheath. We've got red, it looks like a samurai, maybe a monk situation here. Let's see how it looks in the other image. Still like a same samurai. However, on this one, for the gates of heaven, there's like, I notice the person is in the same position, right? The samurai is not. The samurai here has now red attire, more armor over their heart, they're glowing. And the number 3, creating a bridge to spirituality. So that number 7 has a very, let's call it the God. No, the mystic number. I'm going to call it mystic 7. So that 7 is that tipping over now to the higher realms. And if we reduce 7 and 3, we get 10. 10 reduces to 1. 10 is known as the God number because we got ones and zeros, like computer code. The code. I'll loop it in here because I think it's interesting that we're on the gates of hell and there's this fear, this stigma of how 6s and multiple 6s relate to hellish energy. I find that interesting. All of the collection of what you are as a soul and how you allow that to accumulate out of you. I feel gatekeeper energy. I'm going to start jumping into the story. I don't mean to make this too long due to multiple longer story. Due to a longer story here. But I'm feeling gatekeeping energy. How will you approach, or how you, the chemistry of your thoughts, your mind, your spirit, all of these combinations of things. And how you come to approach the gates determines the level, right, of experience you may face. We're going to start with the gates of hell. Heaven and hell are not geographical. They are psychological. They are your psychology. Heaven and hell are not at the end of your life. They are here and now. Every moment the door opens, every moment you go on wavering between heaven and hell. It is a moment to moment question. It is urgent. In a single moment, you can move from hell to heaven, from heaven to hell. Hell and heaven are within you. The doors are very close to each other. With the right hand, you can open one, and with the left hand, you can open another. With just a change of your mind, your being is transformed from heaven to hell and from hell to heaven. Whenever you act unconsciously, without awareness, you are in hell. Whenever you are conscious, whenever you act with full awareness, you are in heaven. I enjoy that. And it's true. I've myself, and I'm sure many of you have experienced how just like that, what was a beautiful day can turn into darkness. And what was dark with no sight of light, the sun starts to break through. We are so conditioned. And if we're just speaking still in these religious constructs that heaven or hell is the end goal, and not realizing that life can be experienced as such. It's not something to attain to in the future. It is here and now, an urgent decision by decision moment. Am I going to allow myself to vibrate and remain conscious and aware to stay on the frequency of heaven? Or am I going to forget? Am I going to just choose to stay in a state of ignorance and forgetfulness where I will soon, very soon, find myself in hell looking around with a bunch of low energy? The samurai's pride. The Zen master Hakuin is one of the rare flowerings. A warrior came to him, a samurai, a great soldier, and he asked, "Is there any hell? Is there any heaven? If there is a hell and heaven, where are the gates? Where do I enter from? How can I avoid hell and choose heaven?" He was a simple warrior. A warrior is always simple. Otherwise, he cannot be a warrior. A warrior knows only two things: life and death. His life is always at stake. He is always gambling. He is a simple man. He had not come to learn any doctrine. He wanted to know where the gate was so he could avoid hell and enter heaven. And Hakuin replied in a way only a warrior could understand. What did Hakuin do? He said, "Who are you?" And the warrior replied, "I am a samurai." It is a thing of much pride to be a samurai in Japan. It means being a perfect warrior, a man who will not hesitate a single moment to give his life. For him, life and death are just a game. He said, "I am a samurai. I am a leader of samurais. Even the emperor pays respect to me." Hakuin laughed and said, "You, a samurai? You look like a beggar." The samurai's pride was hurt, his ego hammered. He forgot what he even came for. He took out his sword and was just about to kill Hakuin. He forgot that he had even come to this master to ask where the gate of heaven, to ask where the gate is of hell. Hakuin laughed and said, "This is the gate of hell. With this sword, this anger, this ego here opens that gate. This is what a warrior can understand. Immediately he understood this is the gate. He put his sword back in his sheath. And Hakuin says, here opens the gate of heaven with one choice. Temper yourselves. Heal thyself. Respond, don't react. Because you'll be tested. Which gate or door will you open next? Hell and heaven are within you. Both gates are within you. When you are behaving unconsciously, there is the gate of hell. When you become alert and conscious, there is the gate of heaven. What happened to the samurai? When he was just about to kill Hakuin, was he conscious? Was he conscious of what he was about to do? Was he conscious of what he had come for? All consciousness disappeared. When the ego took over, 11:11 on the timer, you cannot be alert. Ego is a drug. It is the drug. That individualization is still valuable. But to lead and let that be the overpowering force, like the drug, the intoxicant that makes you completely unconscious, not from your consciousness. And whenever any act comes from the unconscious, the door of hell is open. Whatsoever you do, if you are not aware of what you are doing, the gate of hell opens immediately. The samurai becomes alert. So it is more in alignment to make those very deep intentional choices. As I transition over to the gates of heaven and the remainder of the story, I want to loop in the school I went to here in Arizona. A part of the motto would express that ego is edging God out. We do not move from the ego where we edge God out. We move in the spirit and with the piece of us that is divinity or aware. Even just that, your conscious intelligence, your focus, your intention starts to bring the divinity in. Suddenly, when Hakuin said, "This is the gate, you have already opened it," the very situation must have created alertness. A single moment more, and Hakuin's head would have been severed. A single moment more, and it would have been separated from the body. And Hakuin said, this is the gate of hell. This is not philosophical answer. No master answers in a philosophical way. Philosophy exists only for mediocre, unenlightened minds. The master responds, but the response is not verbal, it is total. That this man may have killed him is not the point. If you kill me and it makes you alert, it is worth it. Let me repeat that. If you kill me and it made you alert, it awoken you, it shook you open, then it is worth it. Hakuin played the game. This must have happened to the warrior. Stopped, sword in hand, with Hakuin just before him. The eyes of Hakuin were laughing. The face was smiling. And the gate of heaven opened. He understood. The sword went back into its sheath. While putting the sword back into the sheath, he must have been totally silent, peaceful. The anger had disappeared. The energy moving in anger had become silence. If you suddenly awake in the middle of anger, you will feel a peace you have never felt before. Truth. Energy was moving, and then it suddenly stops. You will have silence, immediate silence. You will fall into your inner being, and the fall will be so sudden you will become aware. It is not a slow fall. It is so sudden that you cannot remain unaware. You can remain unaware only with routine things, with gradual things. You move so slowly you can't feel movement. This was sudden movement. From activity to no activity. From thought to no thought. From mind to no mind. As the sword was going into its sheath, the warrior realized, and Hakuin said, "Here, open the doors of heaven. Silence is the door. Inner peace is the door. Non-violence is the door. Love and compassion are the doors. And you already have the key. Will you turn it?" Thank you for joining. And if you enjoyed today, please be sure to like, share, comment your opinions, your experience, and subscribe for the next one. Thank you so much.